Hi guys, I'm Coach Abby with Ball and Fit Body Bootcamp.
And I'm Mike with Ball and Fit Body Bootcamp.
And we're going to talk a little bit about lower body mobility.
So today we're going to go over hips a little bit. We're going to work on how to mobilize the hips and what that looks like. So we're going to start off with basic cat-cow. Everybody kind of knows this. The idea with the cat-cow, we want to make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips, toes under the heels. So we're going to tuck those toes under. And the big part about this is going to be coordinating our breathing. So a big part of stabilizing the hips is how we breathe as we go through movement. So with what we're going to do here with Abby, with the cat-cow, what a lot of times people do, they get all the movement from the thoracic spine, but we actually want it to come only from the hips. So you'll notice as Abby arches the back, it's just her hips are tilting. So it's just this anterior tilt of the hips. They're tipping that bucket forward, and then they're coming the other way, and she's bringing the hips all the way under and trying to squeeze her butt. So you can see she's nice and stable in the upper body, and all the movement is coming from the hips. So the coordination of breath here would be you take a breath in as you arch your back, and then you want to breathe out as you flatten your back. Okay, so breathe in as you stick your butt out, and then you want to breathe out as you tuck your hips under. So that's the first movement we want to focus on. We want to make sure we have that breath correct. That will help stabilize the pelvis, stabilize the hips, and really activate our core to where it needs to where the hips kind of mobilize. So then the second exercise we're going to go over will be we're going to start off standing. We're going to get the heels elevated, so that will increase our mobility in the ankle. And then from there, all we're going to do is I call this one a squat and stand. So we're going to go into a hamstring stretch here, keeping the legs as straight as you can, grabbing underneath the toes, and then using that leverage underneath your toes to pull your hips down. Okay, you're going to get into that squatted position. Now while you're down there, you can get a little thoracic mobility in, so you can open up and then bring that hand back in underneath your foot, and then you can go the other way, and then you can come back into that stand position, so the hands will stay underneath the toes, bring the hips up, get that stretch in the hamstrings, and then come right back down. Now Abby's pretty mobile in the hips as is, so she's getting way down there, but if you can't get down there as low, that's perfectly fine. Take your time and just work your way down. You want to do about 8 to 10 reps of this, get that stretch in the hamstrings, and then we come down the other way, and it's just kind of allowing the hips to do their thing. And one of the issues that a lot of people have is tight hamstrings, but along with those tight hamstrings is typically a imbalanced hips. We have no real control over the hips. And then the last exercise, we're just going to do a hip flexor hamstring rock. So if you see what Abby's doing here, she's in that kind of lunge position. The feet are well spread apart, and as she drops the knee down, she's trying to squeeze that right butt cheek, sort of the butt cheek on closest to the wall, and that's going to get that big stretch in the hip flexor on the right side. And then when she brings the hips up, she's just trying to straighten that left leg, so that's going to get the hamstring on the other side. So you just rock in and out of those. You don't really want to hold the position for too long. You just kind of rock in and out. It's an active mobility movement, and then 8 to 10 reps, switch sides, and you do that on a daily basis for a couple of weeks, and you'll be mobile as they come. You'll have the hips of a Romanian gymnast. All right, that's all we got. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.